Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. I am Dad alongside Bro, and again, we want to kind of fill you in on our absence.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since we've seen them.
It's been a week off.
We are live from Louisville, Kentucky in our new home, as last time we saw you a month or so ago, Dylan Ray after the show passed too much gas. The building and the contents were condemned. We had a mass exodus. And so we've had to hire some new faces, bring in some legends, and we're about to see some of the changes here in front of us personally. Hang on here, bro. Dylan Ray, as you see him holding the United States Championship there, not a belt you may be familiar with, but during what actually happened, let's break it down, bro. Dylan Ray, as you see here, passed too much gas. Our old building was condemned. The contents were contaminated, including the belts and some of our wrestlers' gear. During our absence, well, let's step back a sec. As a result, we had a mass exodus, including all of our champions leaving and a few other superstars leaving. During our absence from television, we've held some tournaments to claim some new champions or crown new champions alongside the new belts. As you see the new United States Championship belt here, which was a unified of the Revolution Openweight title, the Hardcore title, and the television title.
Yeah.
We're all three unified into one belt.
And also, there was some superstars that were like Bubba Wallace.
Yes, so Bubba Wallace, our former heavyweight champion, is no more. Yes, so all of our champions, as I mentioned, left. And we see a new superstar coming here. A new Beard Man. He is actually formerly from Friends List Wrestling years ago, but now he's here at Bluegrass Championship Wrestling looking to make his mark, and in his debut match taking on the United States champion. A few weeks, well, not a few weeks, it's actually been a month or so, we actually saw Dylan Ray last on television defeat Ferg on the last televised episode, and it was after that he went to the locker room. I guess he must have rumbled something a little loose, as we did hear him pass some gas in the match. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, everything from the past was condemned in the building. We've crowned new champions. We've hired some new faces due to the mass exodus. But we're definitely excited to move forward here on BCW, and we're excited to bring you this new action. Here we go as our United States champion ties up with Beardman. And Beardman taking him to the ground there, bro. So what do you think of Beardman, this new superstar?
Well, I think he's probably maybe average.
Oh, he's average? You're not going to say mid, are you?
No.
You weren't going to say mid?
No.
I thought you were going to say mid. Dylan Ray, as he is our United States champion. Look at the size of Beardman, though. He definitely looks like an intimidating competitor. Dylan Ray himself, no small competitor, but I definitely would say that this match could turn out either way. We don't know much about Beardman, and I doubt Dylan Ray does himself.
We have some tag teams, right?
Yes, we do. So we do have some tag teams. Some of the old tag teams left.
Bad and Juicy.
Well, that's not been confirmed for sure, but I have heard, rumors that Bad and Juicy has reformed Juicebox Dole and Big Daddy Dole, aka Daddy Batty, as he likes to be known now. Our new heavyweight champion, as he regained that title, as it was relinquished by Bubba Wallace as he exited.
So they might be a team.
They very well could be tag teaming together. I'm not for sure on that. That's not really an answer I have right now. It's not been confirmed nor denied, but it's definitely a possibility. Dylan Ray working away on Beardman here, tying him up, going for, I don't know what it is he's going here, going for a double underhook front face slam, or I don't know if he dropped him there or what happened there. He might have ran out of energy. And a jawbreaker from Beardman and a huge clothesline. We're going to call that a clothesline and not a lariat. That didn't look as intense as it could be. If it was a lariat, he would have took his dang head off.
Yes.
And a punch to the face of Beardman, and now the kick. That's simply what he calls it, the kick. Beardman kicking out at giving his own kick.
I think Dylan Ray had too much beans every day.
That might have been last episode, but I would like to add in that Dylan Ray has been barred from passing gas at any BCW event, period. If he does, he will be indefinitely suspended, possibly even terminated. So he's no longer passing gas, but he's still breaking hearts and making farts, even though he's not allowed to make the farts within the constraints of a BCW arena. We now will emanate here from Louisville, Kentucky in somebody's warehouse in their backyard. They've been so kind to let us use it for BCW. As we now call this the BCW Arena. This is the new home. Dylan Ray here, your United States champion, working away on Beardman in a nice back and forth match. Now picking him up and slamming him to the ground with a Falcon's arrow, going for the cover here. And he's picking up the win. Dylan Ray, your United States champion. And Beardman not having a successful debut here, bro. What do you think?
I didn't know he could do it since like he cannot fart, but sometimes when he farts he kind of wins matches.
Well, it was a terrible occurrence. It was a terrible happening. They say that he may have even messed himself when he passed the gas in our Corbin, Kentucky location, but I will have you know now, though, that he looks to be back on track. Beardman didn't look too happy picking up the loss in his debut. And now it's time for some tag team action as our tag team champions, the Workhorses, taking on The Block, new debuting superstars here in Bluegrass Championship Wrestling. The Block, they are known as Damo and Little Brian. But here are your tag team champions, the Workhorses. And there is the proclaimed tag team partner that we hadn't seen yet, and we didn't know if he even existed, but there he is. There's Billy Jake, as him and Ferg picked up the tag team belts during our absence of the tag team title tournament. The Workhorses now, definitely an impressive tag team, making their way to the ring here, you know.
Oh, you want to hear one thing what Juicebox Noel told me about?
What did Juicebox tell you?
He told me that Domo and little Brian, he told me that they are friends, like homies.
Well, yeah, they're homies because they're a tag team. They're called The Block.
Yeah, like Juicebox told me that like he's friends with these guys.
You know, that very well could be possible. He may have even got them their job here in Bluegrass Championship Wrestling. I am not sure on that. If that's something that you were informed by Juicebox.
But speaking of Juicebox, if he actually teams up with his dad, then it will be a son and father tag team.
That is correct. We are aware that Bad Juicy was a father-son tag team from back in the day. Bad Brody Dold, Big Daddy Dold, Juicebox Dold, you know, that's why we call him Bad and Juicy. Also because, you know, AKA Daddy Batty. There we see Damo and Little Brian set to take on our tag team champions here on Bluegrass Championship Wrestling. Damo locking up there in the center of the ring with Ferg as Ferg plants him on his face. And now jumping off the top rope for a moonsault. That was definitely impressive, but missed there. Damo picking up and going for a reverse neck breaker on Ferg. We don't really know a lot about these competitors, though, bro. You know that? As we sit here and watch them compete against our tag team champions, they're in the same boat as us. We don't really know nothing about these new superstars. We do have some supposed TWA legends debuting here. We've had to hire some new faces to make up for the mass exodus, so it'll be exciting to see who's returning, who's new, who's debuting, however you want to cut it or look at it. This is an exciting time in Bluegrass Championship Wrestling. There you see The Block throwing Ferg over the top and on his back. And a kick to the face of Little Brian from Ferg, tagging in his partner Billy Jake, as we will see him going for a pinfall. We've never actually seen him on Bluegrass Championship Wrestling TV. We almost thought he was imaginary. Ferg kept telling us he had a tag team partner. He had a tag team partner. We were yet to see him. During our absence, unfortunately, on television, we saw Billy Jake as he debuted in the tag team tournament with Ferg to capture the tag team titles. And there he is, spinning and dropping Little Brian on his back in the ground, telling him, go ahead, tag your partner, bring him in. He's ready to get some. And a kick to the face from Damo, taking Billy Jake to the ground, and now dropping the forearm across the forehead He calls that the 4 for 4.
The block, I think they live in a small town.
They may live in a small town. They're from the block, though. There we see Damo dropping the leg across the throat of Billy Jake. Billy Jake definitely in trouble here. You know, I gotta give credit where credit is due, bro. The block is, you know, doing pretty well in this match, debuting against our tag team champions. And now a slap to the face from Billy Jake there. Oh, and a huge knee to the face. To the face of Damo. Little Brian working his way back to his corner after he was knocked down. Ferg in the ring now, grabbing a hold of Damo, throwing an elbow to the side of the head, putting the boots to him, as they say. Ferg real quick turned this thing right back around, didn't he, bro?
Yeah.
He's, you know, back in control. And again, this is why they're the tag team champions. You know, that they're competing at a top tier level right now. They performed in the tournament and they were able to capture this. And what is this from Ferg? A huge double team move. What an impressive move. Billy Jake with an over the top Northern Lights suplex. Now throwing the fist to the face of Damo. And again, it's when you compete like this that you're going to carry those tag team championships. Billy Jake going for the cover. Little Brian breaking it up there.
This is chaos here. Honey butter my biscuit.
Honey butter your biscuits, huh? It's chaos. I don't know about all that, but I definitely would agree with it being chaos. And I definitely say this is an exciting match. Damo turning it back around. It's back and forth. Little Brian and Ferg fighting on the outside. Damo there going for the 187 spin, going for the cover. Oh, and a kick out from Billy Jake, almost defeating the tag team champions there. I would like to add that this is a non-title match, that the belts are not on the line, but you could definitely put your name out there if you were to pick up a win or a victory over the tag team champions. Wouldn't you agree, bro?
Yeah.
Again, for those just now tuning in, Dad and Bro here on Bluegrass Championship Wrestling. We are seeing the block take on the workhorses as the block is debuting here on Bluegrass Championship Wrestling. New faces, new excitement, new enjoyment as it is a new era on Bluegrass Championship Wrestling.
We have some new people, or is Eli Zepp a new person?
I don't know that. I ain't really sure that. But he calls that snapback, going for the pin and being broken up by Ferg. But Damo hit Billy Jake with the snapback. Now a reverse snap mare neck breaker, some sort of reverse neck breaker on Ferg. Ferg rolling outside of the ring. Damo and a massive suplex.
Should we give our people the roster of all of the superstars?
Well, in a few weeks, or maybe next week sometime, I hear they're getting together a roster rundown video where we'll go through the new roster. We'll introduce people to these new faces, to the ones that they haven't seen tonight or will see tonight. But I've heard that. But Damo, after throwing some punches, going for the pin.
3. Wow.
Oh, he must have knocked him out with the right hand there.
The first win on live TV.
You can't have a better debut than that, than debuting against our tag team champions and pick up the victory. That was a massive right hand there.
You don't mess with the block.
You don't mess with the block for sure. I would definitely agree. But with that right hand he just threw there, I think he knocked Billy Jake out. You know, he might as well just earn himself a tag team title shot or put himself in contendership. I am not for sure on that, but let's get into our next match here as we have another debuting superstar. Indiana MMA legend, too sweet to be sour, Pat Brauer taking on the returning Zach G. Again, Zach G, as you see, he's got some new attire there, but his old attire was condemned in the last arena, so, you know, he had to buy some new. But I think he actually repurposed some old attire. I'm not for sure on that. But nonetheless, he's still the same Zach G. Somebody must not be working the lights here. As Pat Brauer making his way to the ring in his debut match, somebody's malfunctioning with the lights. He's not going to be too happy about this.
We got monkeys in the back. We got some.
They have to be monkeys, or they must be dogs, or they must be something. They can't be too bright-brained because they're not working the lights right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is Pat Brauer, too sweet to be sour. Indiana MMA legend making his way to the ring. As you don't get much of a glimpse here because, you know, somebody's making an error. Somebody's going to lose their job. I'm sure
finally!
Of that. Finally, we get a small glimpse here of Pat Brauer. And there you see on his shirt, it says, too sweet to be sour. but don't let that fool you, because I hear that his punches and blows are just as sour gets. There you see him climbing the top of the rope, and he looks as confident as could be. Not quite sure where his mentality is or what he's doing here, but he definitely looks focused, and maybe he's trying to intimidate his opponent.
I can't see the lights as like going.
Yeah, I can't make out much myself because somebody.
This is a movie theater or something like that.
Yeah, it's dark, like we're about to see the main attraction, but perhaps Pat Brauer is set to be the main attraction here in BCW. We don't know, as we've never seen him compete here before. He is a brand new superstar in Bluegrass Championship Wrestling, so we're super excited. And yeah, that's basically it, because we can't see him because somebody's not doing their job right. We apologize for that, folks. It sometimes happens here in Bluegrass Championship Wrestling, and we can assure you that that person will be fired. His opponent ready to make his way to the ring. The one and only Zach G. I bet, he had some pretty sick attire last time we saw him there. We actually saw him be defeated by BT Weaver. BT Weaver, another superstar, who actually left Bluegrass Championship Wrestling, says he wasn't going to work in these stinky conditions. Again, so many people upset with the methane gas movements of Dylan Ray. Zach G, though, on his way to the ring, he looks just as tough as ever and just as focused as ever. He was willing to tough it out and stick it out, as he says he will be the future of Bluegrass Championship Wrestling, and one day will carry the heavyweight title. Not much of a heavyweight competitor himself, but we'll see if his predictions come true. There you see on the back of his attire, speed or bleed. That means this guy is at full speed all times. And if you're not, you're going to end up bloodied and beaten. So that's what he means by speed or bleed.
If Dylan Ray has to fart, we'll just tell him to hold it in.
Well, he's not allowed to. He's not permitted to here in this new location. If he does, he will be fired, indefinitely suspended. He will have punishable actions taken against him.
Does he force to fart or just...
I'm not quite sure on that. I've never really sat down and interviewed him or talked to him about it. But here we go. Zach G picking up Too Sweet to Be Sour. Pat Brauer dropping him on his back. Now this is not an MMA ring, so Pat Brauer, we'll see how he competes. This may take a little bit of adjusting for him to get to. You see him bringing his MMA gear to the ring. He's definitely, got the skill set, I'd say, to be competitive here in BCW. But again, this is not an MMA ring. Wrestling is a little bit different. Zach G, seasoned here in Bluegrass Championship Wrestling, going to the top rope, dropping the elbow across the throat, going for the pinfall. 1, 2. And Pat Brauer says no. So digging down deep, quickly learning that this is not, again, the MMA ring. This is the wrestling ring, and it's quite a bit different. Zach G dropping the double toe drop kick to the back and across the back of the neck. A block there from Pat Brauer. Throwing some kicks himself to the thighs there. Zach G scooping up and dropping him on his back with the power slam. Looks like Pat Brauer woke up real quick, going to the top rope himself, and a knee across the throat, bro.
Yes.
That was, he just might make it here. I think he's getting it, what it's going to take. But a headbutt there from Zach G going for the pinfall. Only a count of 1. Pat Brauer, he might just be able to make it. It looks like he's starting to understand what it's going to take inside this wrestling ring. Even though Zach G's in control, at any point in time, we might see Pat Brauer to his feet, taking a kick to the gut. We might see him, break out of a move or take attack. You have anything to say about these two competitors?
I don't know. I'm just watching.
Just enjoying the match, right?
Yes. I just don't know I don't know what to say, since we had a week off, and I'm just like...
Well, we haven't had a televised episode in a week, but some of our episodes were priorly taped. And real quick, Zach G picking up the win and making quick work of the new debuting superstar. Pat Brauer learning a lesson real quick. This isn't the MMA ring, as I said it earlier in the match, folks. Zach G was ready to get back to work inside that squared circle, though. The time off definitely made these competitors anxious. So, do you have any new favorite superstars?
Well, maybe we have one, Eli Zepp.
Eli Zepp, but he's a returning superstar. His old gear was destroyed, but he's picked up new gear coming. And speaking of new gear, there we see three competitors.
Batty.
Daddy Batty, your new heavyweight champion. But not only Big Daddy Dold.
With his brother.
Yeah, with his brother. But not only Big Daddy Dold now being known by Daddy Batty, a.k.a. He's still known as Big Daddy Dold, but he also has his a.k.a. Daddy
Speaking
Batty.
of, he's coming out.
He's coming out, but let's talk about another competitor we saw there. TK Bam, formerly known as Totally Tanner. Since his gear was condemned in the building last time and he had some time off, he's not focused on fitness. He's beefing up, and he's focused on winning by any means. So he said you can now call him TK Bam. BAM stands for by any means. This man is ready to get in the ring and destroy people. He's beefed up, he's added a few pounds, he's ready to compete, he's a heavyweight competitor. We're about to see three of our best competitors compete in a match. Last time we saw, TK Bam, he was wrestling, as I mentioned, Totally Tanner. He was defeated by the third competitor in this match, as you mentioned, Big Daddy Dold's brother, Jeffrey Brett. Tonight, all three will compete in a non-title match because both Jeffrey Brett and TK Bam are looking to take that title off of the waist of Daddy Batty. Again, he picked that title up fair and square in the tournament. Bubba Wallace, quit and relinquished that title. Even though they didn't pin Bubba Wallace, a real champion doesn't walk away from anything. So I don't look at him as a real champion. But there you hear the music of TK Bam as he's set to make his way to the ring. Let's see what this new attitude is about. Again, formerly known as Totally Tanner.
I don't know what he's going on.
I don't know, but he now wants to be known as TK Bam. And I definitely see an attitude change there, and he's definitely beefed up some. Looks like he took his time off to build some weight, and oh wow, there's the fireworks, folks, ladies and gentlemen. He must be serious, as I don't know that this. I don't see a lot of pyrotechnics for any of our other superstars. This guy's definitely trying to intimidate anyone. But there you see the motto that he now lives by. Go bam or bam, as he likes to say, by any means. And it also stands for Big A-double-S Man.
If you want to see some other if y'all want to see some games, like some gameplay of games, maybe like and subscribe. We may do some Fortnite Call of Duty. You'll just have to see.
Yes, that is very possible. As Dad Bro Daily, as my broadcast partner here is telling you, Dad Bro Daily brings you various forms of entertainment. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button.
If you don't see any game videos on this channel, maybe you should go to the Juicebox Store channel.
Go ahead, as I mentioned though, hit that like and subscribe. Ring that bell so you can get the notifications. But also, some gaming videos and lots of other forms of entertainment air here on Dad Bro Daily. It is the home of BCW Wrestling, the only place to check it out. There you see Jeffrey Brett making his way to the ring.
We have there's some other channels that you should may go look at, like the Juicebox Gold.
Yes, so definitely our own competitor Juicebox Gold has his own series of videos that air on Juicebox Gold. It's a sister channel to Dad Bro Daily. Definitely want to check that out. Again, to keep up with all of it, the easiest way is to hit the like, subscribe, and turn on that bell for notifications. Jeffrey Brett making his way into the ring here, returning to BCW. Again, we saw him last time on BCW television, picking up a win over TK Bam, who at the time, as I mentioned, was known by Totally Tanner. What's your prediction for this match here?
Well, my prediction is that I think I have two people that may win. Either Jeffrey Brett or Daddy Batty.
I got to go with the heavyweight champion. My pick here, I'm going with Big Daddy Dold, a.k.a. Daddy Batty, as the victor of this match. That's definitely going to be my pick.
Between Jeffrey Brett and Daddy Batty, I'm going with the big Daddy Goat.
Daddy Batty picking up and dropping the snake eyes to TK Bam as Jeffrey Brett taunted and waited for the right moment.
Oh, Irish whip.
Now attacking the heavyweight champion and turning his attention to TK Bam. You know, these two guys, TK Bam and Jeffrey Brett, definitely had a series of matches over the last few months. Not the best of friends, few weeks, whatever. Jeffrey Brett in control here. Not the best idea for TK Bam to taunt in the corner. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups here.
We have been talking.
Yeah, we've been talking for a while, but that's okay because that's what we do. That's what we're here to do. We're here to call these matches and provide input to everything that you see on Bluegrass Championship Wrestling. You know, I'm pretty excited, bro. I'm pretty excited for the future of Bluegrass Championship Wrestling. These new competitors are spot on. Everybody's got a new attitude, ready to engage in the best wrestling and provide the best product that we can give to all of our fans out there who watch us on Dad Bro Daily. There we saw our heavyweight champion tossed to the outside as Jeffrey Brett and TK Bam brawl it out on the inside.
And we may one day have a women's division.
Yeah, we mentioned that on the prior episodes. We do look to have we are building a women's division, and recently
we had some.
We don't see her tonight, but recently BB has been accompanying Big Daddy Dole to the ring, but tonight we don't see her. I don't know if she's absent from the ring. We also have seen the sister of Juicebox Dole, Lynn Sane. Her name is Lynn Sane. I don't know where you got Mia.
But that's her real name.
We're not giving governments here, bro.
Yeah.
When she's in that ring, she goes by Lynn Sane. And a few other ladies competitors we've seen debut here. But they haven't debuted on television, so hopefully we get to build that division further and we'll see more. But right now, let's focus what's on right in front of us as you see Jeffrey Brett.
It looks like we got the whole. Maybe we have like a whole family.
Well, there's some that's family, there's some that not. Not everybody's going to be family. We have the whole dang show. We have the whole dang show. That's what we got, bro. Our champion taking control of both men. Oh, and gliding in the corner, sending Jeffrey Brett into TK Bam. Daddy Batty working away on the throat of Jeffrey Brett. TK Bam making his way to the feet, and a huge lariat from Jeffrey Brett. Big Daddy Dole rolling to the outside. TK Bam on the ropes, looking a little groggy. What's Jeffrey Brett doing here? Using the ropes to bring a boot down across the throat of TK Bam.
I've heard that Daddy Batty has changed his hair now?
His hair seems to be growing there. Definitely has gotten a little longer in our time off television. Jeffrey Brett going for a pinfall there. Two is TK Bam. TK Bam's kicking out. Barely in time. Jeffrey Brett almost had a victory there. Picking up the champion and dropping him down across the ropes. There you see Jeffrey Brett being blocked by the champion as some sort of leg whip. I don't know what that was. My brain's a little foggy today. Picking up and dropping Jeffrey Brett on his back.
I think it's called a Russian leg sweep. No.
I think it's just a leg sweep. TK Bam working on the arm and shoulder of our champion. Our champion making his way to the feet as TK Bam and Jeffrey Brett battle it out. Now you see the brothers. Everybody's throwing punches at each other. Nobody's safe. And TK Bam dropping a huge dominator.
Big Daddy Dole distracted by his taunt.
Oh, actually, that was a power slam. I'm sorry. He calls that the Bam power slam. Our heavyweight champion throwing a huge right hand to the gut of TK Bam. Snap suplex. Jeffrey Brett missing a punch to the champion. Now our champion, what's he doing here? Dropping him down on his back as he chokes him by the throat. Going for the pin. 1, 2. There you see the on-screen pin count for those folks at home who can't hear the ref. Could keep along with the count. kick to the gut. Going, what's this here? Oh, a massive Daddy. And Big Daddy Dole, what's he call that? He goes Daddy's Last Ride or something like that.
Well, you were right. You won.
No, he calls that Up to Grade, I believe.
Well, I guess we were right.
I'll have to get you the name of that maneuver there, but dropping Jeffrey Brett to his face, his own brother, and our heavyweight champion victorious in this triple threat match.
This was the main event?
Yes, this was the main event. That's all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay focused, hit that like, subscribe, and notifications.
See you next time.
And we'll see you next week
On Dad Bro Daily.